Okay, one of my alter egos tried to give you an introduction to red pilling, and I was going to put it on Instagram, and I stopped the video at 14 minutes 59 seconds. Instagram sometimes will let you put a 15-minute video under 15-minute video, under 15-minute video. Sometimes it only lets you put in under 10-minute video, but I went to put it up. It was 14 minutes and 59, but when I went to put it into Instagram, it told me it was a 15-minute video. Then I went out of Instagram and I looked at it in a file manager program. It was 14 minutes, 59 seconds. So you just can't win. You just can't win. You just can't win. And in the end, I wanted to add a little clip of the Matrix movie, which would have brought it over 15 minutes anyway. So in the end, what I wanted to do, I'll throw my phone against the wall and smash it to a million pieces. Most likely, it's not really a good idea because I'm probably going to disturb the neighbors. But God, it would feel so good to smash my smartphone to a million pieces and never pick up a smartphone again. I've often considered that. It's just that, other times during the day, I really like my smartphone and, I use it for reading books and, you know, wasting time. But still, I really would like to smash it into a million pieces and then, get a paper book instead. Next thing I want to talk about is what exactly is where we are. We're in space-time. Yes, but not too many people even know what space-time is. And even when I took it in high school, I don't really think I understood it because there wasn't enough time to really absorb what, the teacher was teaching. They had to move on to the next chapter in the next class. And I really needed more time to really, kick the can around with these ideas. And they don't let you do that in high school. They want to brainwash you into, getting the right answers and then forgetting about it until you're 55 years old. And you start wondering, what the hell were they trying to teach me when I was 16? And, by that time, for me, my physics teacher is dead. So I can't go back to find that. What else happened? They last summer they demolished my old high school. So there's no high school and there's no physics teacher to go back to. So I'm just left wondering. I don't have the old textbook either. That had to be turned in at the end of the semester. So I don't have anyone I can really ask. So I have to go do more investigations into what is space time. And if I did figure out what space time was, then what? Well, frustration always sets in. It's just that Einstein said that some things that, I don't understand. And then I'm on Facebook and I see a picture of Einstein with some quote, and I go, did he say that? And then underneath it, somebody else says, Einstein didn't say that. Then I've got to go onto my smartphone and go looking up how the hell do you really figure out what Einstein said? Did he say what people say he said? I don't know. He's long dead too, and there's no YouTube videos of original Einstein as far as I know. And so, what exactly are we at? It's us again trying to figure out what is our reality all about. And when you go and you ask that question, you're going to get 50 million different people with 50 million different stories. Why do I keep coming back to what is reality? Because I want to change reality. I really want to change it. And in Harry Potter, people like me were known as muggles. They didn't have any wizarding skills. So to change reality as a muggle, you have to use technologies. And I was looking for an app, a change reality app for my smartphone, and I didn't find one. I guess I could go to Lawrence Livermore in the United States and try and study physics or something. But they're just going to teach you muggles physics. I could go to CERN in Switzerland and maybe learn. No, no. There's too many hurdles. So, how am I going to change reality? I don't think I can. I was born a muggle, and a muggle I will die. But I still kind of want to put on my wizarding cap and do it anyway. So, how do I want to do it? Well, this is a book, and I'm sorry for the reflections, Ultra Culture Journal, and it's edited by Jason Louv. Okay, Jason Louv. I'm upside down, maybe. Oh, well. Well, Jason Louv has got a website called magic.me, Magic Me, and he teaches all about magic, different kinds of magic, all kinds of stuff. He looks pretty young, he looks about 40, and I'm looking at this 40-year-old guy and I'm saying, holy shit, do you ever know a lot of stuff? This man must be a sponge to know as much as he knows. And so what am I talking about Jason Louv for? Well, he says if you want to become an expert at changing reality, in other words, a wizard or, a magician, you have to meditate. Excuse me. That's what he says. Meditate. So, if you want to change reality using magic, you have to meditate. It sounds simple, except who knows how to meditate? This was my issue when I lived on the West Coast. I saw a little poster that said, learn to meditate. And I saw it a few times, and it was pretty convenient. It was only, just down the road from where I was living. So I went to this Learn to Meditate seminar, and a young man came out, 23 perhaps, and he was going to be the meditation teacher. And he introduced himself, and he said, he worked at a flower shop. I just about got up out of my chair at that time and walked out, because if meditation was going to if meditation was going to lead me to working in a flower shop for minimum wage, I didn't want to learn meditation. And this young man wasn't talking about doing magic. He was talking about his guru, Sri Chinmoy. And he talked all about Sri Chinmoy, this guy from India that apparently was very good at playing tennis. And, well, they handed out a little tiny pamphlet, and did we actually meditate? I think we were quiet for a short time. Was that meant? No, that wasn't meditation. And was it worth? Well, it was many years before I investigated meditation again. Many years. In the meantime, what was I doing? Working, and on my spare time, drinking lots of expensive wine that my roommate loved to buy, because I couldn't afford it, but I did like getting drunk. And in the meantime, well, I already said that. Oh, the other things that I did when I wasn't drunk, I loved to read, and I read so many different things. The one that really sticks out in my mind was the Carlos Castaneda novels. I don't think they were considered truthful. It wasn't real anthropology. It was pretty much fantasy novels. But they had interesting points of view, and I don't know if you can call fantasy information even information. It was just story. These fictional characters in this fantasy. And why do I bring that all in? I have to watch because I might not have 15 minutes. Because it was interesting, very well written, and I finished one book and went to the next one. I was working as a computer tech support person at the time, and I heard about the Carlos Castaneda books because the guy who was in the cubicle next to me, we worked in cubicles in those days, whole pile of cubicles with smart technical people, computer guys like me. And every time this guy had a break, he picked up a Carlos Castaneda book. So that's why I heard about it, and he just kept reading them, and I didn't have to ask him too much about it. I don't think I could have understood. You couldn't really explain a Carlos Castaneda fantasy book to another person other than saying it's kind of fantasy, but it's very good. And he kept reading them book after book. So I guess at some point I was at the used bookstore, and I saw one of those books, and I said, this is what Darcy reads all the time on his breaks. And I picked up one of the books, and that's how I got into it. What's it got to do with meditation? Well, they didn't really meditate in those fantasy books. In the first book, what did they do? They took illegal substances. How illegal? Well, they were natural products. Why are natural products illegal? I don't know. It goes back before I was born. They made natural products illegal, magic mushrooms and peyote cactus. So it was a little bit about that in the first book, and nothing more about it in the following books. But anyways, I don't know what else to tell you about Carlos Castaneda and his stuff, except it wasn't magic. Well, yeah, it was fantasy, fantasy books, and quite often they have magic in fantasy books. And Jason Louv, Magic Me, magic.me on the internet, said in order to do magic, you have to meditate. So what do we learn? Well, it's just that in the Carlos Castaneda books, they called themselves sorcerers, which is like another word for wizard or magician. And they didn't meditate, but they took psychedelic drugs. Oh dear. So here I am telling you that I'd like to change reality. Well, taking psychedelic drugs is illegal, and it might make you crazy. Whereas meditation, well, if you're like the fellow that I saw in the West Coast, it might get you a minimum wage job working at a flower shop. But, at least meditation is not illegal.